This is one of the stories of the First Baptist Church of Linesville, and it's a story that's long overdue. The church was formally organized in 1851 when two congregations, the Georgetown and regular Baptist churches, joined together. Shortly thereafter, the church's name would be changed to the First Baptist Church of Linesville. And in 1899, the building pictured here was built. It stood until September of 2000. Those who worshipped in the sanctuary in those years would note the beauty of the baptistry that was hand-painted, and as they walked in to worship together, they would walk under beautiful stained glass windows. But on Friday, September 1st, 2000, around 6 p.m., a neighbor of the church called the fire department, noting that the church was on fire. For the next 12 hours, firefighters from 13 different companies and communities would come to battle the fire, a battle that ultimately proved unsuccessful. But even as the church building was on fire, God was actively at work through the church. The Lord had provided a piece of land, 18 acres, for the church to build upon. There were questions of where do we go from here? And from the very beginning, church leadership, led by Pastor Art Barnes, projected a vision for the church being rebuilt and the Lord continuing to be glorified through this church family for generations to come. Although damaged in the fire, the stained glass windows above the entrances to the church were spared. But the stained glass windows weren't the only things to survive. The missional spirit and passion of the church family remained. The church would continue to meet together in the gym of the high school, and they would be challenged to meet together by Pastor Art, who would tell them this time is not just for us. It is for the sake of our children and grandchildren. It is for the sake of future generations of this community. It is for the sake of the kingdom of God. We will all have to give an account on Judgment Day for how we conducted ourselves through this. My only desire is to conduct myself in such a way that one day I will hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." The church facilities in which we worship today and the vitality of the church are a testimony to how that generation of this church responded to that call. It is a testimony to their faithfulness, generosity, and perseverance. Above all, it's a testimony to the power of God, whose work in this community is not limited by fires or any other setback. Consider that stained glass window again. It was badly damaged, but Mike and Sandy Calvert set it aside for a day of future restoration. Nearly 20 years after that church fire, the stained glass window, what remained of it at least, was handed off to John Meyerhoff of Conneaut Lake to restore it. Over the course of several months and the giftedness of John, the stained glass window came together piece by piece, resembling the brilliance that it once possessed. 2 weeks ago, the completed and restored stained glass window was hung at the end of our hallway going towards the fellowship hall by Bruce Gearing and Greg Peters. This beautiful and backlit stained glass window continues to serve as a reminder of what God has done, what He continues to do, and what He will do through future generations of the First Baptist Church. And so today, we gather together to give thanks to God for what He has done. But we also commit ourselves, knowing that there will be unique challenges in every generation of the church. But what an opportunity we have to walk together in unity and continue to see the Lord bear fruit through us.